You guys want to build a God Squad and tired of buying packs? Check out my new sponsor, AOEAH.com, and use code BREE for 3% off your order and get your head started on building that team, man. What's going on, boys, man? We're back here with another video, man. No face cam right now. I was recording this at like 9:30 in the morning, late at night. I don't like doing no face cam right now. But we will be going over the best strategy items for you guys to use. I probably should do this video at the launch of the game, but as you guys can see as well, they're updating this game with strategy items. So I'll probably do this every 3 to 4 months. Maybe it just depends. Subscribe if you're new. We're on a road to 14 or 15,000 subscribers. I'll be forgetting y'all. I just made like 2 videos before this. Now I would have to take some screenshots for you guys, mainly because I don't feel like going to the auction house and going to the auction house because it's going to end up selling off. So we'll go over some blue ones, some maybe it's only like maybe one free one that's actually good enough. So some rare ones, some legendaries, and some epics. Now we have the run stuff rare one, which boosts right end, D tackle, and left end. Now, as of right now, depending on your style and depending what certain stats you're at, I would target certain cards to help with certain players, so that way they can get a certain boost. And once a certain threshold hits, no matter how high they go, that's kind of it. So I would do that as like going forward, looking toward the future. But the run stuff gives a boost to +2 pursuit, +2 block shedding, +1 to impact block. I think later on toward the year, because last year, this is the first year we've had strategy cards that don't give us speed. So you need to boost some of these stats. Now, since the secondary is going to be man and zone and press, once you hit a certain threshold, is going to be it. So I do believe going forward, having stuff for your D tackles, your ends, your pass rushers, your linemen, offensive linemen is going to be very, very key. It's around 30K. Now keep in mind, certain quick sales are going to be for about 30, 25K. So there's no point in you selling them, in my personal opinion, because of the taxes. Depending on which one you get, I'll just quick sell it personally. But the run stuff one is actually not a bad one to pick. Just depends on what your corners or your receivers are. Next up, we have the hybrid one. I wasn't gonna put this on this list, but some people like to use middle linebackers, which is crazy. And some people like to let the linebackers free roam on their own. So I believe the hybrid one would be not a bad one. I'm pretty sure there's more in there. I just couldn't see all of them in the auction house unless I go to my GG. This is the hybrid one. +3 tackle, +2 zone, +2 pursuit. To middle linebackers, free safeties, and strong safety. Now this is for corners as well. It would have been a bad one. This is about 60-65K. Personally, I wouldn't touch this because I don't bring my middle linebackers out there. Now for the safeties, free safety, strong safeties, yes, because it's tackle, play rec, zone, and pursuit. Not a bad choice, but I will stay away from this. But for some people who do like to run middle linebackers, not a bad one. Next up, we have paved the way. I do believe, like I said, offensive lineman is very key. There are other ones as well you can look for, but I'm going for the best ones as of right now. Paved the way. +2 run block, +2 impact block, +2 run back power, and +1 run block finesse. I'm pretty sure there is another one that gives all linemen prior for some passing as well, but I couldn't actually see it. I'm pretty sure there is some in the auction house. I just couldn't find it. So, like I said, going forward, like I said, no matter what you do, the line is gonna get screwed over anyway because of the blitzes. But I think pay the way would be a nice, solid one to use. But you probably want to put one on your quarterback. But it's just another solid option to have out there. Next will be defensive front for D-line and outside linebackers. Now, once I mentioned before, I'm pretty sure that might be one for finesse, power moves, and block shed. And whenever that comes out, I will probably end up picking that one up. But this boosts the defensive line and outside linebackers. +3 to block shedding, which is cool, which is big. Impact blocking +3 and +1 power moves. You might need to hit certain thresholds, and this might actually help you guys out to boost your players. So I do believe defensive front will be a good one. Now, if I can somehow pull it, I will keep some of these depending on the gameplay. If I do gameplay, I will use these. And keep in mind, if you get the right certain strategy items that go together, I believe they give another extra boost as well. You got to match them up. Next, we have the route tree. And this is one of the newer ones I have not seen. And this is the one I'm going to end up buying. It is the route tree one for wide receivers and tight ends. +3 to short route running, +2 to medium route running, and +2 to deep route running. But like I said, once certain ones hit a threshold, it's kind of it. But it'll be nice to have that extra route running. So I might actually pick this one up if we're really being honest. But I want to see what Season 3 was going to bring with different strategy items. But I do believe the route tree was going to be at the top of your list when it comes to your offensive ones. Next up, the one I think I use currently as of right now is the Ball Hawk strategy item, epic one. It's epic or legendary? I think it might be legendary. This is the one I believe everyone should be using if you are kind of a guy using, if you're a all money spent type of guy, because there is one on this list. It's not better, but it's very similar and it will save you some coins. So +2 to man, which is big because we do run a lot of man meta. +2 to zone if you need to somehow switch to zone. +1 jumping and +1 spec. And like I said, if you match it up, I believe with the other offensive one, which is on this list, it will give a boost. I could be wrong with this one, but as long as you're matching them up, as you guys see the logo where it says the BHK and that little triangle pyramid one to the right of it, as long as you match it up, it should help with a boost. So next up, we have the man-to-man. If you're strictly a person who runs man-to-man, this is going to be the strategy item for you. Like I said, this one was ball hawk. This one gave you +3 man and +2 to zone. We're probably saying, Bree, why don't you just go with this one? Well, if you look at this one gives you +2 to press. If you're running the press meta, which is your Mike Blitz, your spinner, your DB Sting or whatever, if you're going to be running man 90 to 99% of the time, this is going to be the one for you because it does boost your safety, it does boost your corners, and you're going to need that press to help jam the receivers up at the line of scrimmage. And your +2 play rec and +1 catching. So I do believe this one, either or, is going to be determined which one and which style you like to use. I like to be versatile and have the zone as well because you actually never know. Next up is the deep route specialist. I think the route tree one would probably be the best one, but +3 to release, which is really big. They don't show release in this game, but you have to go on these websites, which would be Mudhead or MudGG. +2 to deep route running, +1 to spec, +1 to catching. If you guys look at the tight end one, it gives you +2 to deep route running, and this one gives you +2 to deep route running. So truly, if you want to make a decision, it would be truly that release. Honestly, in my personal opinion, if you want to see the release, go ahead and go for it. I think this one will probably be the best one for you, but I do believe that route tree one will probably be better. If you get the same route running, I think you might get the same catching, the same spec. But if you want to see the big difference, which is the release to beat press, that's going to be your one to do. So next up, we have over the top. I believe this is the one that I actually use currently as well, but I do plan on making some changes. +2 to deep route running, +2 to catching, +1 to release, +1 to throw power, +1 to throw accuracy. This is the one that I currently use at the moment. I do plan on changing it up. I didn't put no running back one. I don't like having that type of stuff on a running back, trucking or spin move or break tackle. I mean, it'll be nice to have those, but I'm not going to waste that on strictly a running back and a fullback when I can use it on a position that's going to be beneficial. That I get to use potentially 4 or 5 players compared to 1 or 2 players. So that's why I really technically didn't put no running back and a fullback card on here. But over the top, the one that I actually use. And the next one is, I guess, some of the budget ones I was finding, which is the route tree one. There are some blue ones that you can actually typically find, but if you're going to spend the price, unless you're on a budget, if you're going to spend, just get the epic ones or legendary ones. Just go ahead and spend an extra coin. But the route tree gives you +2 to short, +2 to medium, +1 to deep for about 35k. So for about, potentially 70k, 60k, or whatever, you're going to spend, you might as well go ahead and get the best of both worlds and get the quarterback boost or any other position boost as well. Next up will be deep route special. This is one I was originally using in season 1 because of giving a +2 to deep, because the deep ball was the best thing in the game. So +2 to release, +2 to deep, +1 to spec. I do believe some of these are actually very, very hard to pull because there are a lot more strategy items in this game. Next one's going to be ball hawk, which is the one I do personally recommend if you are strictly running your corners. And once again, if you're on a budget as well, +3 to man, +2 to zone. Now, keep in mind as well, guys, you can put corners at safeties, and this could be very beneficial for you guys. And you can just knock out the zone. Like, you don't have to use no safeties. So you will be benefiting your corners by putting them at safeties and get the mega boost. So keep that in mind when thinking about these positions, when you think about the defensive ones. When it comes to corners and safeties, unless you want to put your safeties at corner or corners at safeties, that will also determine what strategy you get. I believe the final one, actually not the final one, it's also a legend. Was it an epic one? I believe it's epic. DB in the zone, which is over 100,000 coins, 137,000 at the time of recording this video. +4 to zone, +3 to play rec, +2 to press for all defensive backs. Now the reason why I don't use this one, it wasn't on man. Now, this had a man coverage, I would have had this in the zone DB strategy item. Some people do use this. I don't know if it actually gives you a boost, because if you tie this one with the let it rip one, which is O-line and quarterback, I don't know, you might get a boost. I'm pretty sure you are going to boost because only these two. I don't know what it boosts exactly, But if it had man, I believe majority of everybody in this community will be using this in the zone DB one. And the final, actually this is the next one. It's like you said, the final one. Let it rip. Like I said, it's the one you want to use. I need receivers personally, but +2 throw power, +2 to impact block, +2 to throw accuracy deep. I really don't care too much about the throw power. You can have 99 throw power and still screw that ball over. But the final one, and this is the actually free one I will go over for you guys. The prime strategy item. Now, depending on when you're watching this, it might be in season 3, season 4, it might be in season 2, but it's finna end. This is the free strategy item that you actually get. It boosts all defensive backs, +2 zone, +2 man, +1 press, and it is actually free. And I do believe that is one you should be using if you're going to be a no money spend or a budget person, which my stuff is with that. I can show you what level you get that one, but I do believe that prime strategy item is going to be the main one you guys should use if you guys are getting into the game or you don't want to spend that much coins. The prime one should be a perfect one to use if you want it, for example. So if you can actually load, I can actually show you guys where is it at. So come on, I don't have all day, come on. So view all field passes, and you want to come to your field pass season 2. I believe it is level 30 something. I could be wrong. I could be 30. Oh, 43. And you will get these prime strategy items. So I do believe this one's gonna be mainly worth it if you don't want to spend the coins on any of those ones I just mentioned. So hope you guys have a blessed one. There are some other ones, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think that's probably the best free one that you can actually get. You do have the dual threat one, +1 short, +1 catching, +1 awareness. I think I quick sold that one if we being real. Pick artist, +1 catching, +1 zone, +1 stamina. That could be a nice solid one to use, but if we really want to keep it a bean and a stack, I wouldn't use none of these motherfuckers. It's also not a bad one as well. CB1, +1 zone, +1 man, +1 play rec. If you're just not starting out, that's not a bad one as well. Returner, offense. Oh, I don't want that shit. But yeah, I do. Those are the best strategy items. Hope you guys have a blessed one. And there are a whole lot more, and I probably just didn't cover them or see them while I was in the auction house. Probably go to MUT GG to see the rest. But those are it, man. I love you boys, man. I'm out. Peace.